Okay. See, I've been caught up in the moment, so you take me quite the time. Get it together. I'm still not used to this whole in front of the camera thing. I live near LAX, so a plane passes by literally every minute. So that's great. Alright, filming another video. Let me just pour my water real quick and we'll get started. Nice. On this very hot day. It's very hot. I really wish I could have my fan on, but I can't because it's gonna make a lot of noise on my audio and I don't want that. So let's just take a little sip. Oh, that's good water. That's good water. Alright, let's get this show on the road, shall we? Hey everybody, my name is Tanya and thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you watched my first video, my first official YouTube video, I want to thank you guys so much for the support that you left on there, all the amazing comments and leaving likes. And I have about 30 subscribers now, which is really amazing. I didn't think that would actually happen. But other than that, this is my second official video where I'm going to be recreating this sort of bold eye look that I did a few weeks ago. It's going to have colors as you see on my face right now. Blue, purple, as well as pink, and I think that it came out really nice. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I got to this look, then just keep on watching. I already did my foundation, my brows, blush, highlighter, all that, just so I can get straight into the eyeshadow. But for the eyeshadow colors, I'm going to be using it from my Juvia's Place palette that I used in my last video. I'm going to be using 3 colors from this palette, I think actually 4. I'm going to be using this blue shade right here, which is called Dahlia. So this one right here. And I'm also going to be using this shade right here, Zola, this sort of turquoise shimmery shade as my transition shade. And then for my under eyes, I'm going to be using this purple shade here called Makita. And then I'm going to be using this shade Shy, which is this other darker shade of blue. I'm going to be using that on the outer corners of my lids. But since I have all of my makeup done already, I'm just going to zoom you guys in. Okay, I think this is a good angle. And let me just put my hair back real quick. You guys already know. Hair out of the way. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to start with is applying a concealer base on my lid just to really bring out the pigmentation and the color of the shades that I'm going to be using. These shades from this palette are already super pigmented, so I don't really necessarily need the concealer, but I've just been using it lately because I don't really use concealer that often, so I might as well use up what I bought. So the concealer I'm going to go in with is the concealer that I used in my last video, the Rimmel Lasting Finish 25 Breathable Concealer. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that on my lid using just this little brush here. And you don't have to worry about it being perfectly round or just looking really nice. All this concealer acts as is just a base for the eyeshadow, for it to really grab onto your lid, and for the pigmentation of the eyeshadow to really stay vibrant. And since I'm using really bold colors like purple and blue, you really want that color to stay vibrant. If it looks dull, it's gonna look really bad and you don't want that. So So the concealer is just going to sit on my eyes for a little bit, and then I will apply it with my finger, which I think is the best method for applying really pigmented shadows. So before I start applying that shadow with my finger, I'm actually going to put a little bit of translucent powder underneath my eyes just to catch any of the fallout from these shadows. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply that translucent powder underneath my eyes. Okay, so now I have my translucent powder baking underneath my eyes, and I'm going to go ahead and start with the shadow. So the one that I'm going to be using directly on my lid, and that's going to be on most of my lid, is going to be Dahlia, which is that dark blue shade that I had mentioned before. This one right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and just use it. And usually when you're applying with your fingers, it's gonna come out looking a little bit messy. I do have acrylics on right now, so I'm gonna be using a brush to get into those inner corners that I can't necessarily reach with my fingers. Okay, so I finally finished putting the blue on my lids, and then I totally forgot that I didn't put the highlight on the inner corners of my eye and on my brow bone, so I just did that really quick. So I'm going to go in with that transition shade that I mentioned earlier, that sort of shimmery turquoise shade called Zola in the palette, which is right here. It's really pretty, and I'm just gonna go in with a blending brush and start putting that in my crease. So to add a little bit of more depth to my eyelid, I'm going to go in with that darker blue shade called Shy. This one right here. And I'm just going to use that on the outer part of my lid just to add a little bit of more depth to the eye. I'm going to go in using that same blending brush. Alright, so I've already put 3 out of the 4 shades onto my eyes. The last shade that we're going to go in with is that purple, and that's going to go on my lower lash line, just to add a little bit of pop to my eyes instead of just using 3 different shades of blue. So that purple shade, like I mentioned before, is called Makita. It is this one right here. So I'm just going to go in with that in my lower lash line, just using a small brush. So I brought out the purple, and that is how the purple looks with the blue. So once all of those shades are put together, the next step after the eyeshadow is going in with a pink liner So the liner that I'm going to go in with is the Wet n Wild Metallic Liquid Eyeliner in the shade Pink Coffin. So that is what it's going to look like with the pink liner. They're not identical, but I did the best that I could. So after applying the pink liner, I'm just going to go ahead and go in with my regular liner. And it's going to be the same one that I used in my last video, which was the Rimmel Scandal Eyes pen. Alright, so I finished applying the liner, and I'm just going to go ahead and go in with mascara and lashes to finish off this eye look. Alright, so I finally finished doing my liner, my mascara, and my lashes off camera, and we have finally finished the look. So this is how it has come out. I really like the way that it looks. The colors are really fun to use and to sort of get really creative with. So if you guys really like the way that this came out, make sure you leave a like on my video, comment if you have anything, any advice for me for my next video, or any recommendations. And if you're new here and you're first checking out my channel, my name is Tania, and thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you want to see some more videos from me. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.